Okay, so we're here in C programming language, and we're going to be doing a for loop. So we're going to start out with our includes at the very top. We might also put a comment here, showing what this is part of or who wrote it, whatever the convention of your organization is. I'm not too great at writing the top thing. Okay, so and we're gonna go ahead and write our include here. And I've already forgotten something. It starts with our pound sign or hashtag, right? And then we're going to go ahead and declare our main function. So int main, and our curly braces. So this is kind of all of our boilerplate type stuff. Int main is going to take in nothing. Okay, so for a for loop, we're going to do for. And then for has three parts, okay? We have to, basically what we're going to do is watch some variable. And each time on the loop, we're going to test the variable using some condition. And at the end of the loop, we're going to increment the variable, meaning we're going to make the variable go up or down and kind of keep watching the variable. That's the for loop. So in this case, we're going to have int counter. Okay, now a lot of times you'll see this declared as I. So in a lot of examples, you'll see I right here. That's for increment, I think, or iterator or something like that. So in this case, we're just going to use the word counter. Okay, so let's take counter, and we're going to go ahead and give counter an initial value. Okay, so this runs. There are three parts to the condition for a for loop. So we're going to go counter equals 0 in this case, semicolon. And then we give it the condition. So basically the counter, this loop is going to repeat until this condition is false. Okay, so we counter less than 11. So it's going to go until the counter, once the counter is 11, it will stop repeating and break out of the loop. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and increment the counter. So the counter equals counter plus 1. Okay, and there we have our loop. So then we're going to go ahead and printf. And printf, we're just going to put counter equals %i. And then we're going to replace that %i with the counter variable in each run. Okay, so I've already, so we're going to go ahead and gcc loop c and then output for loop and enter. Whoops, and I forgot my semicolon. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and run our for loop. So ./for loop and enter. And you see that we have, we see that it runs. I didn't put a line break in there, so let's go ahead and do that again. Okay, and here we see that it ran 10 times. So basically, it ran each time as this was tested, right? So on the first run, it went in, it declared the counter equals 0, and then each time it ran line 13, it went back to the top. Each time it checked if the counter was less than 11, so it ran again, and then did it again and again and again and again. Once it got to counter equals 10, notice this is the last time it printed. So that once the counter was 10, it went back up and checked. It said, oh, is counter equal 11? It's false. So this time, skip down and went to our, which I didn't have here, return 0. Okay, so that is how a for loop works. A lot of times you'll see this as shorthand, so most of the time you'll see counter ++, which is shorthand, and then a lot of time you'll see I as the counter, just for brevity. For loops are great for if you have a long bit of code where you want to have everything declared at the top of the loop, and then just have your code that's looping down below. Best of luck.